Welcome to Tech Edu Help. Today we are going to host a simple HTML website in AWS. We will continue our series of deploying Munstack and many more later. Today we will deploy HTML CSS website. Let's go. Let's first move to EC2 instance. I have logged in to my account. Here I will basically show all the things required to deploy our HTML CSS website, and this is good way, right? Please follow all the instruction you can see in the screen, and you'll also be able to deploy the site. Let's move on to launch site instance. Okay, for instance we'll be going to use Linux 20.04 LTS Ubuntu server. Yeah, here we have free tier eligible. As I am using a free tier account, so this will be sufficient for me. Let's move to add storage. We should leave it as default. We should not do anything here. Next, here it's 8 GB. We can change to as your wish, but here I am taking 8 GB as it is sufficient, more than sufficient. To add text, here you can add text, but if you don't add text also it will be easy, but if you add text then it will help you in further stages. So let's leave now. Here this is the most important part, like uh, to publish your site we have to access the server, right? For server you are accessing to SSH, but when we deploy it, so we will get an IP, right? So how to access that, which so that it will be publicly accessible. For publicly accessible you have to create two rules basically. One is HTTP and another is HTTPS. When we will put our domain, connect our domain, then it will be required. So here we will do anywhere. We will launch now. Okay, here we will see all details. Yeah, correct. Let's launch, and here comes key pair. For this I will generate one key pair HTML. Okay, I'll download. This will be required to access our server. Okay, let's launch the site. Yeah, our instance is launching and it has been launched. Let's view the instance. Yeah, this is our instance. Let's write here HTML. Save this is HTML. Uh, yeah. Now up to when it is doing status check, let's go and assign the elastic IP. Now what is elastic IP, right? It is a elastic IP means a layer. It is a layer upon your IP address and it is fixed. Means uh, sometimes we may get any error in our server, so we have to do restart, right? So whenever we do restart, so our IP will change. So the IP which is connected to the domain, it will also change. So it will create a problem later on. So we will create a elastic IP here. We'll do allocate here. Yeah, now it is allocated, right? So we'll associate this IP. We can do by here also or by, I'll make it easier for all. So we'll do here HTML. We'll write here so that we can know which one is this, right? This is our elastic IP. Okay. So we will do here action associate elastic IP. Yeah, here you will see why I have named there, right? So that I can see here which instance is mine, right? Like this is my instance which I have created right now. So I have written HTML, right? And here we have to keep our public IP. Yet, okay, great. We've created our associate IP and we have merged, right? Let's check what is our IP. 65.125.47, right? Let's move to our instance. Let's check here. What is our current IP? This one, which is previously we got. But when we do restart, right, it will change. This should be changed with another IP always when we do restart. But we have given a mapped, means a layer mapped there using our elastic IP. So it will map this IP and we will get that IP which we have associated right now. Let's check here. Wait a second. For this, we have to reboot it, right? So that we can get our new IP. Yeah, reboot, and you can see our IP is this, right? So let's copy, and till then, let's wait for status check. Means after rebooting, it will take a little time to connect. Okay, up to that, we will move here. Connect. This is our username Ubuntu. When we will connect to SSH, it will connect for Ubuntu, not the root. Okay, so we have to use sudo. We'll copy this command. Then we'll open CMD. Yeah, this is easy, right? I have installed SSH inside my my PC. Without it, if you try to connect, it will not recognize SSH. So we can use PuTTY, Zen or PuTTY. Okay, but I have installed here SSH, so I can do here. Otherwise, you can connect using PuTTY service. I will make another video how to connect our instance with PuTTY. So let's move with this one, right? We'll move to the directory where we have kept our instance, means key file, right? So that we can connect it. My key file is here in desktop. Let's check. My key file is in desktop here, html.pem, right? So I'll go here and I'll try to connect. We'll do yes. Yeah, we have been connected. You can see here Ubuntu. Now for this, let's do some let's update this. Yeah, after that we will do upgrade, sudo apt get upgrade. We'll do y means yes. Okay, now we have upgraded and updated our server, right? So what to do now? So now we will install the server, right, which will enable us to access our website. So we will install a Apache server here. let's do sudo apt install pache apache 2. We'll install here apache 2 server. Yeah, now we will change some firewall settings so that it will be accessible easily. We'll check. Okay, here we will do apache full, right? Yeah, you can see here it will enable us http and https both, right? Port 80 and 443. So we'll enable this. So here we'll change this to allow in apache full. Done. Rules are updated, right? So now what we'll do, we'll first check what happened till now. Okay, so up to till now what we have done is we have created a server. Let's check here. Yeah, this is the page and this is publicly accessible, right? This is publicly accessible. All things are done here and no issues. Okay, now what we do, we don't need this page, right? We don't need this page. We need our server, means we need our server to do our HTML and CSS file which we want to host, right? So let's see here what it says. Replace the file located at var www html index, and this is the index.file is this. So we'll change that file. For this we will use FileZilla FTP. If you have if you are hosted on GitHub, then also you can do. But now I'll show you FileZilla. Okay, for this, let's first I'll show you what will happen. Let's open FileZilla. Yeah. For here we'll create new site. Here we'll write HTML so that we can easily recognize it, right? Here we will put the host, and host is the IP address, the instance IP address, this IP address which we got from the instance, and the same IP address is this, right? Public IP address where you got from the instance. We can take from here also. Yeah, and we'll do here SFTP, and user is Ubuntu, and ask for password we'll change it to key file, and we'll browse our key file where it is located. It is located on desktop, right? So here is our html.pem file. Okay, all done, right? Now we'll connect it. Yeah, now let's move to the directory what given in the server, var html www html index.html, right? var www html, and this is the index.file. But once again, here it is the owner is root, right? And we have login through Ubuntu. This will cause error whenever we try to delete this, right? So that we will delete and put our files here. So it will not happen. Permission will be denied. So at first we have to change the permission from root to Ubuntu. So let's go here. cd sudo chown as it is directory, so we have to do unsr ubuntu var www. So it will make www as a, okay, we will make html, right? We will do here html. We can make a www also as ubuntu permission, but let's do html. Done. Let's check. So here it is root. Now we'll refresh this. So now you can see that it is ubuntu root. So now we can delete this. Right? Now we will do is we will come here desktop. In desktop this is ecom, right? And this is a file which contains all my project work. So I'll copy this all here and I'll paste it here. And you can see here it's 5.9 MB. So it will take little time. Up to then we will wait here. And after this our website will be successfully hosted. So let's wait and see the complete procedure. It is very fast, right? Now it is 2 MB, 1.8 MB. As a server it is giving us a first reply. So let's wait a little more. Yeah, transfer finished. So let's now move to our server. And this is our server, right? And we have deleted the index.file previously. And then we have pasted our all files. Now we'll move to our this again. So welcome. We'll refresh and this is my site. Okay, this is a site, simple HTML CSS site is now successfully hosted on our public IP. And till now we have not connected our domain, so we have to connect. But up to here we can say that our site is successfully hosted. Let's check again this IP. Copy. Let's check here. HTTP, right? Now it is HTTP, not HTTPS. Okay. Yeah. Now it is done. Right. Now what I'll do? We'll connect our domain. Now this is my domain, blastshopee.me. Right? I have purchased the domain on Namecheap. So let's connect this instance to Namecheap domain, right? So this is my account panel. Let's move to manage the domain you want to connect, right? And in domains, make sure you are using Namecheap basic DNS, right? No custom DNS. After it, we'll move to advanced DNS. And in this here, we'll copy this public IP. We'll come here and we will paste here in A records, right? We'll create only 2 records and nothing else. a records. In host we will put @ and the value. This value is the instance IP which I have got here. You should put your own instance IP here, and we will do yes. And in cname record we'll put here www and blast domain name .me, and here save all changes. Done. Now let's move to our site. Let's check. Basically it takes 24 to 48 hours, but it's not. It's just finished in 1 or 2 seconds. Now you can point. This is basically we are using pointing service, not changing the DNS, right? So it will be done right only. Yeah. Now you can see this, right? We can check also. Like what is my DNS, right? Here you can check DNS propagation. Okay, here in name we can paste this IP and you can search. Yeah, you're getting this IP, right? And this is the same IP, this one, and it is working fine here. Same, this also same, right? So till now we have successfully done our domain connection part. Now we have successfully hosted our HTML CSS website and connected our domain. Now we'll move for SSL. SSL is a free service, right? So we'll move to there. For this I am using certbot Let's Encrypt. It provides free. For this I'll choose here, as I am using Apache server, right? And on which one? Ubuntu 20. So let's come to down. We will not go to basically this all. We will only process what are required, right? I will install certbot. Copy this, come to our instance, paste here. Yeah, our connection is reset. So again we will connect. Yeah, again connected. We will paste here, and it's installing. After while it's installing, we will come here. Okay, let's wait. Now our certbot is successfully installed. Now I'll move to another command. Certbot Apache. So here what we have to do, basically we will have to put the email, right? And it is good, no issue here putting the email. So I'll put my email. So I have entered. I have to do yes. Now we have to put the domain names, right? So the first domain key, here we will write blast shoppy.me, and after space we will put another domain www blast shoppy.me. Okay, these two is basically my domain. So anyone who will type www also, it will show SSL secure, right? So it is running, waiting for verification. Yeah, you have to choose number what HTTPS enabled for this SSL. So we will put here 2. Means it is asking basically you want www or direct. If www you want to redirect to direct blushsoppy.me. Yes, 2. Yeah, done. Congratulations, your certificate change has been saved. etc let's encrypt live blushsoppy.me full chain.pem, and this is our certificate. This is private key and all. So basically let's encrypt certificate expire within 90 days. So what have to do for this? We'll add a task scheduler. Means we'll do a cron job which will enables our certificate to test and again test. Here you can see the cron job. It will test every day, and then if the certificate is expiring, then it will automatically perform the same task and it will extend our certificate for again 90 days. So we'll install this. Yeah, done. Now this is now our domain is certified. It is showing not secured, right? Now we'll check this again, and now we can see SSL, right? Now our website is secured. It's blushsoppy.me is secured, right? This is our website IP address, and this is our blushsoppy.me, and it's working perfectly. And this saying connection is secure and certificate is valid. And we can see here issued to blushsoppy.com, right? Issued. Okay. Now thank you for viewing my video. Please like and subscribe.